There are many things missing in Super Mario Maker. There are no placeable water tiles, no slopes, no fake walls, no star coins, and there is no Super Mario Bros. 2 theme. But interestingly enough, there are two different types of clouds. Two types of clouds that couldn't be more different from each other. There is the cloud block, a small and unremarkable helper block, which is often forgotten. But cloud blocks are hidden MVPs. They allow for interesting track contraptions, thrilling platforming challenges, and beautiful decoration. But there is another cloud in Super Mario Maker, the Lakitu Cloud. Lakitu Clouds allow for crazy boss fights, weird, game-changing contraptions, and fantastic shoot-'em-up stages. Each one of these two clouds has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. But which one of these two clouds is the better cloud? Today we will take a look on 7 cloud ideas with Lakitu Clouds and 7 cloud ideas with cloud block clouds. And in the end, you will have to decide which cloud is the best cloud of Super Mario Maker. So you ready? Let's do this! The cloud blocks are the first to show us an idea. They start with a small minigame. There are a couple of interesting things hidden in this idea. First, the cloud blocks decided to create an almost invisible one-way door by placing themselves on top of the door. Second, they laid themselves out in a really interesting pattern that allows Mario to travel easily upwards but not so easily back downwards. And third, they use a unique Shalma timer at the bottom to finish this idea. That's a really good start. Let's find out what the Lakitu Clouds prepared for us. They teamed up with a bullet blaster to create a quick swim challenge. Mario has to dodge a couple of sharp saw blades underwater, while the cloud blaster pushes him to the right. To make matters worse for him, the area which he can use to swim upwards and downwards becomes smaller and smaller as spinies get caught by the cloud blaster as well. Back to the cloud blocks. They show us a really cool hidden items technique. It's possible to put items below cloud blocks on tracks. What's interesting about this though is that the cloud blocks are rendered in front of the item, so the item is almost hidden. This can definitely be used to create interesting puzzle levels. Looks like the cloud blocks try to convince the audience at home that they are really good at hiding things. First the hidden one-way door and now this. But is being good at hiding things really good enough to win the Which Cloud is the Best Cloud 2017? Well, we'll find out soon, but first let's take a look on the Lakitu Clouds' answer to this. They show us a classic fly in a cloud and don't hit the spikes idea. Yeah, that's a classic. Mario has to drive his cloud very carefully here, as there are dangerous and sharp things along his way. But I don't think that's a huge problem for a plumber, as he probably has beaten already hundreds of stages like this. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if this idea convinces anyone to vote for Lakitu Clouds. I mean, there's technically nothing wrong with this idea, but it's nothing revolutionary as well. But we'll see, maybe the cloud blocks show us a couple of weaker ideas as well. Here they use the fact that Mario can't stand on top of blocks on tracks if there is another solid block below him, so our plumber has to run and stop carefully if he doesn't want to take a lethal lava bath. To make matters even worse for him, there are conveyor belts as well, which force him to be extra cautious with his movement. When I first saw this idea, I first thought that block blocks are able to do exactly the same. But then I read in the Which Cloud is the Best Cloud commentator guide that block blocks would actually crush Mario, while cloud blocks would never do something like this. The Lakitu Cloud's next idea features winged spinies. Winged spinies usually fly in one direction forever, but if they are put in a Lakitu Cloud, they start to chase Mario. That wouldn't be too interesting on its own if it wasn't for the fact that winged spinies regularly shoot spikes. Thanks to this, they were able to create a small minigame here where Mario has to dodge the ouching spikes while he waits for a P-switch to become triggered. The cloud blocks present us a small but interesting mechanic next. If a skewer hits a cloud block from the side or below, nothing happens. But if a skewer hits them from above, they magically disappear. Mario has to activate the skewer at the top here by getting close to it, so that the skewer destroys the clouds, and the bullet blasters drop down. Here, the Lakitu Clouds teamed up with some cannons. Mario has to make his way to the right, but not only are there lethal saw blades and dangerous spikes along his way, but the cannonballs try to push him into the deadly ceiling as well. If our plumber wants to survive here, he needs to time his movement carefully, so that no deadly ceiling is on top of him when the cannons fire. For this idea, the cloud blocks created a huge moving cloud wall. Luckily for Mario, clouds can't crush him, so he's able to use the cloud wall to his advantage here. First, our plumber has to activate the P-switch at the bottom to open up the path to the top. Once he reached the top, he needs to make use of the cloud elevator again to trigger this question block. This frees a bomb from his question block prison and creates an explosion, which opens up the path to the exit door. The Lakitu Clouds prepared an interesting boss fight against Kamek next. There is a Lakitu Cloud filled with a muncher at the bottom. On top of this muncher are more munchers and power blocks to create a small fighting area. The Lakitu Cloud always cycles to the right and left, which makes it really difficult for Mario to hit the Magi Koopa. But during his platformer career, Mario has defeated thousands of Magi Koopas. And in the end, he's able to kill this one as well. Here the cloud blocks use the fact that Mario is able to travel through them from below, but not from above, to create a tricky timing challenge. The exit door is to Mario's right. All he needs to do is to run through the small corridor without touching one of the springs. If he touches one of the springs, he bounces into a small room with a dangerous flying piranha plant and has to dodge burning fireballs and to retry the challenge. I really like this idea, but I'm surprised that the cloud blocks decided to show this to us during the Which Cloud is the Best Cloud 2017. They only have 7 ideas to convince everyone of their uniqueness, but this idea is doable with semi-solid platforms as well. Let's see what the Lakitu Clouds prepared for us. This is strange. Mario is in an empty castle. There isn't much going on here. Oh, it's raining fireballs. There are 3 Lakitu Clouds hidden out of sight containing Bowsers. These Bowsers constantly spit burning magma balls into their own castle. Wow, that's really dangerous. It's no easy task for Mario to make it through this area once, but sadly for him, he has to make his way back as well. But not only this, it looks like there are more fireballs raining from the sky than in the beginning now. This is because the further he entered the castle, the more Bowsers got loaded. That's definitely the most dangerous situation Mario has been in today, and he already flew a cloud through a dangerous area filled with saw blades and defeated a Magi Koopa on top of a moving arena. But it looks as if Mario is able to survive even this idea. Hooray! So far, we've seen 6 cloud block ideas and 6 Lakitu Cloud ideas. There is only one last idea left for each cloud to convince you that they are the best cloud and that you should vote for them. Let's take a look on the last cloud block idea. Here we have cloud blocks on tracks which cycle up and down. The exit door is in front of Mario, but if our plumber wants to actually go through this door, he needs to pick up a key. The key is at the top of this area and getting up there is really easy. Sadly for Mario, the cloud blocks which made it so easy to get up there make it really hard to get back down now. This wouldn't be too much of a problem if it wasn't for the cannonballs, which try to kill our plumber. So let's take a look on the last idea the Lakitu Clouds prepared for us. They teamed up with a bullet blaster once again to create a dangerous wall jump challenge for Mario. Our plumber has to make his way through this horrible area by timing his wall jumps in a way that avoids hitting the sharp spikes on the floor and the ceiling. So here we have it, 7 ideas with cloud blocks and 7 ideas with Lakitu Clouds. But now it's time for you to decide which of these 2 clouds is the best cloud of Super Mario Maker. If you hover with your mouse on top of this video, there should be a small eye on the top right corner. If you're on mobile, the small eye will magically appear if you tap your screen. The voting question is the following: which cloud is the best cloud of Super Mario Maker? A. The Lakitu Cloud, or B. The Cloud Block Cloud. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially cloudy today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!